When I went to bed last night, I didn't know if today would be a very busy day, but it was extremely busy. Obviously, we scratched Stay Close. For those of you who don't know, he got a scratch on his eye, and it's a problem. Eyes are so finicky. Dr. Bosenjack come back, treated him all weekend. Um, I think the problem is that eyes can get infected easily, and then they deteriorate almost quicker than you can treat them. Is the way the specialist was telling me. He's going to see a specialist today about that scratch on his eye. So we'll see. I don't really have much experience with. From time to time, you always get a horse that gets shavings in their eye or a rock in their eye, and they always usually come around. But you get that odd one that didn't walk on the moon as a 3-year-old scratched his eye badly, and we were able to save his eye, but he was a while getting treated. And I don't think it's the same situation, but again, I'm not the specialist. So the update for Stay Close is he was scratched last night. We're in the midst of getting his eye assessed and treated, and then we'll see what goes on with him in the next couple of days and weeks. I wish I could tell you it could be this month time off or that not. It may be he's in to go next week. It may be that he has to miss a few weeks. I don't really know, and I wish I could tell you, but I don't know as of yet. And then I raced Looks Like Money. I think we can all agree he was a little flat last night. It was so windy, a little bit short, and he was on the left line a little bit. Now, we wear a roller burr and a Murphy blind on the inside, and I couldn't remember. Going to the gate, he was hot last night. Now, I was trying, as it was happening in real time, I'm trying to think, I don't remember this horse. I don't remember thinking to myself, geez, this horse is really hot at the gate. But I left with him, so I couldn't remember it. And then it was Harry who mentioned me after. He goes, was he really hot last night? I said, yeah. It was quiet. He was okay in the post parade, but as we turned to go to the gate, he got really warm really quick. He goes, yeah, he was a little warm jogging this week. And he said, I trained him a little bit harder than I usually do because he'd been off a week. He said, maybe he needs a trip to the vet. Now, he said that he looked fine this morning. His left knee was a little hotter than his right. Just maintenance stuff, probably. And it made sense because I thought it was on the left side anyway. I thought maybe left hind, but I thought on the left side anyway because he was trotting hard as we went to exit that turn. And as we come into the stretch, he kind of hooked that left line and just kind of went into neutral. Now, he held his position the whole way down the lane, but to me, I didn't think I was going to be able to run down a horse like Pikachu Hanover. Just the way the race set up, small field, slow half, windy night, blah, blah, blah. I give you a million excuses. I wasn't going to be able to run down Pikachu Hanover, but he was an easy second. And then as we come out of the turn, I'm like, geez, I don't know if I can even be second now. And then halfway down the lane, I'm like, oh my God, I could be fourth. That's not like him for a horse that tried to half on 54 and a piece 55 last week. So I would say he was a little lackluster, but no worse for wear this morning, I believe, is what Harry said. Now, a little surprise for you guys. I looked at the weather and I said it is going to be viciously cold Friday. It is Canada. It is January, but we're not used to it this winter. Today was going to be a little nicer, a little more wind than Friday, but the temperature hovering around 0 with a wind chill of -5. The track should stay good. We droned today. Now, I got to be honest with you. I don't know that we're going to be able to live drone at First Line. Curtis said the strength, the signal strength here is abysmal. And he's right, because I have calls that drop here all the time. He said I parked at a number of different spots throughout the farm, and every one of them there was 1-2 bars. He goes, it's just not enough for me to, I could give you a bunch of fancy words that he gave me and I can't remember them. But virtually, there's not enough signal strength to live broadcast here. Can we boost that strength? I don't know. I'd ask Curtis to think about it. And if he has to think about it, the first answer would be no. But we'll see. We'll see, I guess. But as of right now, it's tough to... Now, we can record the sets, no problem, and have them posted. But doing them live is very, very difficult. And we're trying to work with it. But at the same time, a little surprise for you guys. We had all 3 sets. I'm going to go through the sets in just a second, but I am going to Ohio. I'm trying to get to Ohio today. There's going to be a blizzard tomorrow. Can we beat the blizzard in Ohio? Can we video in Ohio? That's the plan for tomorrow, is to video in Ohio. I didn't want to get everybody's hopes up because I didn't know. Looking at the forecast for today, it looked like it was going to be too windy. So I didn't want to say, hey, good news, we're going to drone tomorrow, and then not drone. Same as tomorrow. Hey, good news, we're thinking of videoing tomorrow, but if it's going to be a blizzard, we can't. Jeepers. Anyway, I just don't want to get anybody's hopes up. So the plan was to drone today, but we didn't know if we'd had to push it till Friday. And quite frankly, looking at today or Friday, I would have picked today. Minus 15 with the wind chill on Friday, so that means a hard track in vicious cold weather, as opposed to a deep track day. You're going to see a couple of horses made breaks today. A couple of horses were a little tired going under the wire today. Track was that deep, which isn't the end of the world going this speed, but it does tire the horses out, especially with the flip-flops on. So I'll get right to it. A couple of horses I didn't get an update on, but I kind of know what happened. First set, Easy on the Turns was good, but Amy said was a little tired the last 3/8. Now again, these horses trained on Saturday also. So Saturday back Tuesday. There was a lot going against today, but we opted for today anyway. Easy on the Turns. The way that the set played out was, I told Greg Wade James is still not home, so Greg Wade was going with J-Port Beach Boy. I said stay on a helmet right to the end, just have him pacing on the end of it. Danny was going with Drebin. Now we wanted to go a little bit slower, and Drebin likes to go fast, and you'll see on the front end he was kind of fighting with Danny when George of the Jungle came to him, and he was rooting his head a little bit. Not bad, just wanted to play, wanted to fight. And we were going slower today, and as Danny fought with him, he rolled off on the front end. I think he was going to win the set pretty easy. As I said, he was number 1 or 2 on my list the other day. And was good today, but rolled off on the front end. George, don't talk about Bruno. First day with the hobbles on, he was sitting in the 2-hole. Johnny said he just needed a little more room, and he thought that maybe he got crowded a little bit when Mario was crossing down. Not enough where you'd say, oh, he interfered with him, but certainly enough to say that he kind of spooked Bruno a little bit, and he said he lost his gait and made a break. But much better. He said much better like that, and he'll get better and better and better. Now, Bruno is completely a confidence thing and an immaturity thing, and it's January. I'm confident over the next 6 months we can chip away at that for Bruno. So a couple of breakers in there, Drebin and Bruno. George of the Jungle took over the lead, and I pounced on him with Seasons of Love. And there's a lot of people out there saying, who do you like in Ontario? Well, I don't know. Virtually our best pacing filly and our best trotting filly, right, or one of our best trotting fillies as of right this second. I guess that's not true, because I think very highly of Hallie. But the way Seasons of Love has been training, she was impressive today. Very, very, very... Well, watch the video. I don't have to tell you. Seasons of Love was great. George of the Jungle was great. J-Port, Beach Boy, and Easy on the Turns were right behind us. The other two had made breaks, but did their work okay before and after those miscues. So I'm not overly concerned with that in any way. Just going to get out of the sun here. It's getting in my eyes. That's why I sneezed. So who else do we have? We had 2 more sets. So the first set, 4 that didn't make breaks were very, very good, and the 2 that made breaks, as I said, were good before and after the breaks. No concerns with set number 1. Very, very happy with what I saw from Seasons of Love. This is a filly that needed flip-flops and tons of weight and tight hobbles to trot. I think she could almost trot without the hobbles now, and took most of the weight off of her. She's trotting very good and feels confident. When we come out of the turn, I snapped her on the tail. There was never a question I was going to inch by George. And again, Mario knows George can wander a little bit late in the stretch, so I was fairly confident I was going to get there. George was a close second. Easy on the Turns and J-Port Beach Boy both did their work perfectly. Set number 2, Lonely Lakewood, continued his dominance at the farm. Time is on my side. You could tell late in the stretch, I asked him, and you could see him kind of switch his tail a little bit. He was slipping. The hobbles are long. Shoes have flip-flops on them. I know he's slipping, but I'm not going to make it easy on Time is on my side. Had we waited till Friday or Saturday with a hard track, there wouldn't have been a problem. And I don't know if I can beat Lonely Lakewood. The horse is amazing right now, but Time is on my side was very good. I guess watch your mouth. Mario said he went to put him in gear coming out of the turn. As I said to him, got to watch the track day. It's deep. The first step is going to be filled with a little self-confidence. They're not going to have their feet under them. When they come out of the turn, you got to hold them together, tap them on the tail, and move forward. And he said it was just a bad timing thing. I think he just said he just tapped him on the tail, he put a step in and rolled off. But he was fantastic the other day. And again, another horse that did everything right before and after that little miscue. I gathered from talking to Danny and Amy that maybe they were jostled a bit with the break. I'm not really sure. He said insider trading was good, but again, no hobbles today. He said she put a couple of steps in really when he called on her, which she's going to do. she had those training wheels removed, right? We took those hobbles off her. But what I love about her and the other filly, Flashfly, is the fact that they catch themselves. They know that they're at the breaking point, and they'll allow you to keep them behind it. They'll allow you to keep them protected. And that's not something that a lot of trotters do, especially at this age, at this level of if you will, competition. You don't see young trotters allow you to scoop them up and throttle them back and keep them outside of that red zone, outside of that place where they might make a break, so to speak. So Lonely Lakewood was amazing. Time Is on My Side was good. Insider Trading and Winter Bells were very good also. Watch Your Mouth made a little break, but no big deal there. We went a little quicker in that set. I told everybody I wanted to hang around 250 today. I think we went in 245, 246 with this particular set, 248 with the first set. And then again in the third set, I was very, very happy with Flashfly again. Flashfly, she's got a little bit of fungus, and her heels are hurting her up front. We have to wear bell boots on her just for a hair more weight. And if you allow her to do her work, she is a workaholic. You'll see down the lane that Hallie in the Clouds, it was slipping a little bit, made a break the other day when she got interfered with. Down the lane, took over the lead by a half a length, and then kind of just sat there. And Amy let her sit there because she can get a little rolly in the straightaways, and the track was deep today, so she was protecting her. Flashfly, you can just tap her on the tail, sit the bit in her mouth, and she will trot right up to that line. Right up to that, I can't go any further, I'm going to make a break. And that understanding of their gait and their job, as I said, with her and with Insider Trading, very rare. You don't see that very often, and I want to believe that that's a trait of Greenshoe, because these fillies do the same thing. They will allow you to keep them from over-trotting themselves. And both of them do a very good job of it. So Flashfly, come back on and beat Hallie in the Clouds. We were really trotting going under the wire. But Hallie, she wears a Murphy outside, but with the Murphy outside, she runs in. Amy just removed the Murphy, and she can see the gate where you go onto the jogging track and back to our barn. And I think she woes up a little bit. Just being green, silly, silly filly sometimes. But when I had her on her toes training, you saw that when I went out and worked her really hard for about 3 weeks after that, she was on fire. That move she made on us with Amy in the far turn the one day was incredible. And I think she just throttles back a little bit. But that's fine. I don't mind. They don't always have to be turned on and on their toes and, coming through the bridle. It's a long year. It's January. We're going to race these horses right into October. So if she's going to hesitate a little bit, that's okay. But when I call on her to do her work and I drop the hammer on her, if she trots as hard as she can, at that point, fine. That's okay. It's not the end of the world. But Flashfly, very good. Hallie in the Clouds was good. Now, what went on behind me, I'm not positive of. International Spy, Johnny said was good. He made a break in the turn after, but trotted his mile good. First time with hobbles on, and he, again, flip-flops in that deeper track. He goes, he felt a little flat. I said, well, Johnny, he's got flip-flops on. He's got hobbles on for the first time. He would play himself out really, really quickly, this horse. So I wouldn't worry about it. We got all the time in the world to get him tightened up and on his toes. Tons of time. International Spy was good. Great bet. McPaisley, I think, made a break on Greg coming out of the turn. Same place that Watch Your Mouth did. What they'll do is they'll come out of the turn. The pacers, if they're a little narrow also from the corks or from just learning their gait, they'll box themselves up, and that left hind foot will come up and almost touch that right front, what we call cross-firing. And you have to let them settle, get their feet underneath themselves. And when you don't, they'll come really close to that front foot, and some of them will explode. They'll just get out of gear and they lose their focus and they roll off stride. And if you watch, that's exactly what they do. Either when you're backing them up or coming forward, that first step in either direction, you got to be careful, especially on a deep track, and most especially when you have flip-flops on these pacers. And, Greg and everybody said, can we take the flip-flops off them? Yeah, in a perfect world, if the track was always going to be like this, we could. I'm not worried about what they're doing in January. Can they do their job right? Yes. Thank you. That's all I care about right now. That's all we need to see. I don't need to see perfection all the time. We want to see perfection July through November. Perfection in January is not necessary. So, very happy with what I saw there. What I didn't see, again, third person, I'm told McPaisley made a break. Mario said Great Bet was much better today. He's starting to show a little life. We've had him on oral supplements and vitamins and bringing him back around over the last week or two. Cindy's done a great job with him. Mario said he was much, much better today. So McPaisley, I believe, made that little break. Great Bet, International Spy, and even Dad's horse. James Arthur was okay. Now, if you rewind to set 2, if you see more jogging around, most people have asked me, I see that you have myself in this bar in the sale. How come? And can we see him? You saw him today. He was jogging with us. That was that horse Kenny had. He's just really struggling to put it all together. He doesn't pace. You can't go a half in 125 or even 130 with him right now. Will he later? Probably. Probably just needs time, because we had him under a fluoroscope and x-ray. There was nothing found. But when I look at this horse, what he has to offer, and try to extrapolate best I can what he might look like when we get those wrinkles out of him, I just as soon move him on. And that's why he's in the sale. So for my partners on myself in this bar, if you go back to set 2 and watch the jogging lap, the horse on the outside kind of out in front of us until we speed up is myself in this bar. So that's that for today. I think we have Yes Indigo tonight. I'm going to head over to Ohio because it seems like there's a blizzard coming, so I don't want to be stuck in that. I can't guarantee that we can drone on Wednesday, or video on Wednesday. Now this is the video department doing it, so they can video, but if it's not going to be beneficial to us with the horses, if we're going to have to train them in 4 inches of snow, then we're not going to. So we'll see what tomorrow brings. No guarantees to anybody, but we do plan on videoing tomorrow. We did drone today, and that leaves us open for the weekend. The kids are off school Friday anyway, so rather than sit here and try and train the horses in the -15 weather, maybe we'll just jog the horses in the -15 weather, and Amy and I and the kids will head over to Ohio for the weekend. If we can't video tomorrow in Northfield Park, then our plan would be to video on Saturday at Northfield Park. So that's the plan for now, for today, for tomorrow. As many of you know by now, we had purchased a horse yesterday afternoon, named Hunted House. He will be coming back to Ontario. He will be racing. I can't guarantee he's going to race next Friday. Depends how long it takes him to get back here. I do want to get him to the vet. I want to get him vetted out, get him shod. So realistically, in a perfect world, and it likely will happen this way, Harry has 2 horse stalls empty now that Locatelli left and Resolute Bay left, so he'll likely go to Harry Polton's barn. We will shoe him, we will bring him to the vet and have him vetted out. We will likely jog him all week, school him. Next Friday he will school at Mohawk, and then we will race him the following Saturday. That is likely the plan for Hunted House. In regards to our filly, she tied up a little bit. Megan had got her blood work back. Her AST was 5,030. Her CK was still 2,500, so pretty new tie-up. It looks like when she came to that new farm, new place, she tied up a little bit. It does happen, especially with fillies from time to time. So She's a Sassy Beach will not be in this Friday. We talked about it this morning. Her counts were coming down. By the time when you get to Friday, is she going to be okay to race? There's no real need for that. I don't need to race her at less than 100%. So I told her, just take her out of the box, train her up this weekend. If you get her AST down by Friday or Saturday, put her in the bike, train her up real good, and then race her at the Meadowlands next Friday. So that's the plan for She's a Sassy Beach. That's the plan with Hunted House. We have a number of horses I trained today. A lot of people asking, where's World for Two? Him and More Than You Know trained today. Both look very good. In the jog carts, deep track, 212 last half and 103. They were very strong. I will say, I believe World for Two is about 3 weeks ahead of More Than You Know. So World for Two can probably go in the race bike within the next 10 days and go a mile in 2.6. And I know a lot of people are saying, when's he going to get ready? When's he going to be there? When's he going to be there? Listen, guys, it's as easy as this. There is no point bringing them to the track just because we think they should be ready. They need to go to the track when they are ready. And just because I come on here and say 2-3 weeks away, a lot can happen in that 21 days. And if we go to train the horses like we did today, World for Two looks like he's coming along nicely, but More Than You Know is going to need another couple of weeks. They were both very good. One was wrapped up going under the wire. The other one I was kind of picking at to get to him. Was it the track? Fine. But he should be stronger than that. And that's not to say that there was anything done wrong. He just needs a little more work. So we're trying to get the horses there as quickly as we can. And as you can see with Procrastinator, I told everybody just wait. We're getting there. I know I said 4 weeks ago. I know it's a little frustrating and the anticipation is there. I get it. But when it's done right, that's what it looks like. Winning with Procrastinator. When it's not done right and that stress gets to us and we push the horses there quicker than they're ready to go there, that's when accidents and injuries happen. That's when the horses start looking bad. That's when they end up being sold. So we don't want to shortchange your horses. We don't want to shortchange you, but we don't want to shortchange your horses also. We want to make sure that when I come on here and say, horse is ready to go, they are ready to go. And one thing about our horses, coming off a schooler, a qualifier, you look at Procrastinator, he's off almost 6 months. 55, 27 seconds on the end of it. When we tell you they're ready to go, they are ready to go. And that is the way it should be. So our horses are getting close. I was happy with More Than You Know today. I was happy with World for Two today. I think you're probably going to see World for Two schooling and qualifying in the next 2-3 weeks. I've said that now for 2 or 3 weeks. But he's very, very close. This is a horse that has to pace 52, 53 right out of the gate, and he will. He looked very good today. What else do we got going on? Bravura, you're going to see her requalify or school. If you don't see her in the qualify, don't worry about it. She's schooling. Same as Cash Deals. If you don't see her in the qualify this week, we will be schooling her. Another 2 fillies that need to do more and need to be a little bit more ready. Bravura is heading to the Ohio sale. Cash Deals doesn't need to go there just yet. We're just trying to get her ready to go. I know it's frustrating for Mario too when you come off the track, and you can tell. I can tell by looking at his face. He knows. Cash Deals was not ready to go when she schooled the other day, so let's get her back there. Schooler, qualifier, and have her ready to go. You guys don't want to see the horses race like shit, and we don't want to bring them there. Excuse my French, but you don't want us to bring them there looking like that. Also, what else do we got? Blue Tesla. If she's not ready to trot in 56, 57, she's no point in racing her, so she'll either requalify or reschool this week. Also, Landing Pad is getting close. He's about to train in 215 in the jog cart. Horn Player also trained there, 15 or 16 today, as did Gandalf the Black. So a lot of horses getting close and on their way to the track. Sister Solange trained in 214. We may take her over to Pennsylvania also, as we get a number of these horses ready to go. So that's what's going on. That's what everything I can think of I've updated you with now. Good luck to everybody racing today. I know Yes is racing. It might be our only horse racing, actually. Tomorrow I got Dustin Hanover. And then Thursday I'm not going to the Meadows. I believe Dave Pallone is quite capable of racing Stomber Ciccati and Macho Martini, so good luck to them. Still, lots going on. Kings County is racing this week. Patrick de Pirano will be entered somewhere. And we're still, as I said, on the lookout for a couple of more horses. Very, very happy with the purchase of Haunted House yesterday. Like to buy a couple of horses, maybe a little deeper than him even, heading into the winter, and a couple are on their way, I believe. So for those of you who have bought into him, my partners on him, I'm super excited. I know Mark was very happy with the purchase yesterday. Also said that he thought that was more than a fair purchase price for us. He said, you didn't steal the horse, obviously, but at the same token, I think he's got a lot of upside, and I agree 100%. So with that, I'm going to let you go. I got to head over to Ohio here in about 45 minutes. I'd like to be there around 6:30, get something to eat, settle in, and then get ready for tomorrow. So the plan is, as I said, to video all the babies in Ohio tomorrow. The sets are up, and they are live. I'll have Kelly send her a note, but no guarantees. If it's a blizzard starting at 9:15, we're probably not going to be able to draw or not be able to video tomorrow. We'll aim to do that Saturday. But for here in Ontario, all was good today. Horses look good again today, even on the deep track. They all persevered and looked pretty good. A couple little breakers, but no concerns at all from the north of the border. Take care.